Unique CSS, or UCSS for short, is a page optimization feature that LiteSpeed provides for your WordPress site through QUIC.cloud. It evaluates each web page, identifies which CSS styles are required for that page, and discards the rest. The result is a single, sleek CSS file that is unique to each page. With UCSS enabled, your site no longer needs to parse large CSS files with irrelevant styles, and that means your pages will load much faster. If you're experiencing problems with your site layout after enabling UCSS, the tips we're covering today should help you get things back to normal. If you'd like to follow along, you'll need a WordPress website with the LiteSpeed cache plugin installed and activated. In order to use UCSS, you need a QUIC.cloud domain key, and you need to add QUIC.cloud IP addresses to your server and application firewalls. These steps are all covered in our QUIC.cloud onboarding videos and documentation, and we've linked those in the description below. Here's a tip: if you're only using unique CSS as part of guest mode and guest optimization, then you'll need to temporarily force the LiteSpeed plugin to use guest mode while you're troubleshooting. To do this, navigate to LiteSpeed Cache, then General, then Tuning, and add your local IP address to the guest mode IPs list. When you're finished troubleshooting, don't forget to remove your IP from the list. We'll be looking at 3 situations that you might encounter with UCSS. First, what to do if it isn't loading on your page. Second, what to do if it's not being generated at all. And third, what to do if it's being generated but some styles are missing. If unique CSS is not loading, there are 3 possible scenarios. The directory doesn't exist or is empty, the directory exists and the files are valid, or the directory exists but the files contain syntax errors. So the first step is to check LiteSpeed's UCSS directory and see what we're dealing with. If the UCSS directory doesn't exist or there's no files in it, wait a few minutes for the cron to execute. The cron controls the passing of UCSS data between LiteSpeed and QUIC.cloud, and it may simply be delayed. If the CSS files do exist and they are valid, try purging the cache. This is because any new UCSS is not included in older cache pages. By purging everything, we allow each page to read the new CSS. To purge all pages, hover over the LiteSpeed icon on the WordPress admin bar and select Purge All LS Cache from the dropdown. If the CSS files do exist, but they contain syntax errors, then one of the source CSS files must contain an error. You'll need to find that file and either fix the error or exclude it from optimization. We'll look at how to do this in the next step. If UCSS is not generating, you'll need a QUIC.cloud account to do the troubleshooting. If you don't have one, please see the link in the description. Visit your dashboard at my.quic.cloud to see the status of your online services, including unique CSS. Click your domain name, then page optimization, and then the UCSS tab. If there's a UCSS generation error, you'll see it here. The error message usually indicates that UCSS has failed due to a syntax error in the source CSS code. To fix an error like this, you'll need to find the problematic source CSS file, fix the syntax error, and then generate UCSS again. Let's walk through that process. Start by visiting the page in your browser, and then select View Page Source from the left-click menu. Near the top of the page, there should be a link to the LiteSpeed-generated CSS file. This is the file that contains all of the page's combined and minified CSS. It's the file that's sent to QUIC.cloud for processing, so if QUIC.cloud found an error, it would be in this file. Click the link to open the file. You'll know you're in the right place because the first line will say this file is auto-generated. Use Ctrl F or Command F to search for the code snippet mentioned in the error message. Once you find it, look at the rest of the CSS code around it. The names of the CSS selectors should help you deduce what original CSS source file contains the error. At the very least, it should help you narrow it down to a particular plugin CSS files, and you can search through those for the error. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to demonstrate this. It's going to be different for every site and for every actor. Once you figure out where the original source came from, you'll need to fix the CSS syntax error in that source file. If you can't fix it yourself, you can exclude the source CSS file from optimization. To do so, navigate to Page Optimization, then Tuning CSS, and add the file name to the UCSS File Excludes and Inline list. Once the source CSS is either fixed or excluded, hover over the LiteSpeed icon in the WordPress admin bar and click Purge All. This will purge both the cache and any combined or minified CSS. Then hover again and click Purge All UCSS to have generated UCSS files purged. Go back to your site and reload the page. This will trigger a request to generate a new UCSS file. If you have time to wait, you can skip the next step and the UCSS will be automatically generated via the cron. Otherwise, to jumpstart UCSS generation, navigate to LiteSpeed Cache, then Page Optimization, then CSS Settings, and look for the queue displayed under the generated UCSS setting. Run the queue manually. Go back to the QUIC.cloud dashboard and check the UCSS status. You should see the file has been generated again, this time without any syntax error. Sometimes unique CSS is generated without some of the required CSS selectors. This results in a layout problem. Usually the selectors are omitted because they require user interaction and our UCSS generator can't see them. We've created the UCSS allow list setting to let you enter selectors that you always want to be included in unique CSS, even if our generator can't see them. If you know which selectors are missing, you can just add them to the UCSS allow list. If you don't know what they are, these next steps will help you find them. First, we'll need to look at your page in two different windows. In window A, open up the page so that you can see it with the layout problems. In window B, open up the page with our special before optimization query string so you can see it without any layout problems. The Elements tab in window B's Inspect tool should have one or more CSS selectors that the Elements tab in window A is missing. You can go line by line comparing the two windows until you find every missing selector in window A, or you can use a diff tool. To use a tool for this job, visit Diffchecker.com. Copy the contents of the two windows Inspect into the text boxes. Then click the Find the Difference button. The results screen will show you any selectors that exist in window B, but not in window A. To add the selectors to the allow list, visit your WordPress dashboard and navigate to LiteSpeed Cache, then Page Optimization, then Tuning CSS. Copy all missing selector names and add them to the UCSS selector allow list box. Then press the Save Changes button. Now it's time to purge all existing UCSS code so that it may be regenerated, and we'll also need to purge the page cache so that the new UCSS will be included. From the WP-admin admin bar at the top of the screen, hover over the LiteSpeed cache symbol and then click Purge All UCSS. Hover over the symbol again and click Purge All. Return to your website in window A and reload the page. This will trigger a request to generate a new UCSS file. If you have time to wait, you can skip the next two steps and the UCSS will be automatically generated via the cron. Otherwise, to jumpstart the UCSS generation, navigate to LiteSpeed Cache, then Page Optimization, then CSS Settings, and look for the queue displayed under the Generate UCSS setting. Run the queue manually. Then navigate to the LiteSpeed Cache dashboard, find the queue displayed with unique CSS, and click Force Cron. Wait a few minutes for the UCSS to generate. Once it's been generated, you can return to your website in window A and reload the page again. This time, the new UCSS file should be in use and your layout should be fixed. We hope these troubleshooting tips will help you diagnose and cure any unique CSS issues that your websites may have. If you're struggling with this or you simply want to have someone else do the work, you can engage a LiteSpeed technician through premium support. The link for that, and many other things we've mentioned throughout the video, are in the description below. Once again, we thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, and sharing. See you soon.